Hey there, everybody. My name is George. I'm the founder here at Extension Ecom, and today I'm going to be walking you all through exactly how we would approach this business situation where a company's coming to us down 23.4% year over year in the month of March, facing a $60,000 revenue loss. And if that maintains, they're looking at a $750,000 loss on the year. When a company comes to us in a situation like this, we really want to look at three different buckets. The first is going to be wasteful ad spend. How can we identify and eliminate it? The second is going to be driving traffic profitably, which is going to come in through click-through rate, SEO, and PPC improvements. And then last is how can we convert these shoppers more often, which is going to be all about CRO, conversion rate optimization. So when it comes to eliminating wasteful ad spend, you can see here that the business is spending about 40% of all spend towards things that are generating sales and 60% of their spend towards things that are not generating sales. So when we look at that at a high level, we say that's not good. So we want to go ahead and start by pulling the search term report to identify things that are spending and not generating any sales. And then we want to look at campaigns. So just a quick sample within the search term report here, you would go ahead and filter your total sales to be 0, and that's how you identify high spend, low sales. Next thing you'd want to do is you'd want to remove anything that isn't generating, and you'd want to then go ahead and say largest to smallest for ACoS. And that's how we're going to go ahead and identify this waste. Next up, we want to look at those campaigns that are just spending a ton of cash and just not getting the job done. And what we can see here is $3,800-ish that just isn't being spent in a profitable manner, and we should just go ahead and reallocate that to things that work. Hey there, everybody. I just wanted to jump in real quick and let you all know that we actually do this all day, every day as an agency. We have over 40 active clients that have generated over $100 million in the trailing 12 months on Amazon. And if you want our support scaling your Amazon business, feel free to click the link in the description below and go over to our website and book a call there. I look forward to chatting with you. And with that being said, let's jump back into the video. Okay, so what are those things that work? Well, you can see here that Sponsor Brands Video is doing quite well at a 25.78% ACoS. You can see their Sponsor Display is also doing quite well at a 15% ACoS. So that leads me to wanting to investigate their ad console. And what I noticed here with the 25% ACoS is they were only running on 3 parent ASINs. And they have 30 plus parent ASINs. Well, what we should do is we should take this and scale it, because if we do the quick math here, it's generating $7,000 a month for the business. Now, obviously, these are going to be the top sellers, so we can expect lesser and lesser sales quantities across all of their ASINs, but this could easily add on 50,000 plus per month in revenue for the business if they were just to scale it properly. Next up, we can see that, hey, we are actually doing quite good within sponsored products product targeting at a 29% ACoS. Can we take some of these product targets and move them here and do sponsor display product targeting and scale sponsor display in that manner? Because that's going to give us more ad inventory on listings that we know we convert against. And then the other thing we want to look at is the match types, right? So we can see exacts at 34, we can see broads at 34, but we can see phrases at 25%. Okay, how do we scale more through phrase? Well, let's start by looking at our top selling products and identify all relevant keywords that should be on phrase and make sure they're included. We can do so through sources such as Helium 10, Data Dive, or the Search Query Performance Report. And then the last thing I'm noticing is going to be the placement modifier. So you can see that they're at a 25% placement modifier for top of search, 35% ACoS for rest of search, and a 44% for product pages. Well, it's very clear that we should be optimizing for this, but when I check the account, most top of search modifiers were at 0%. These should definitely be at 5%, 10%, 15% plus, knowing that that's just a much better allocation of our ad spend. So once we've gone ahead and eliminated the $4,000 of waste and we've reallocated to Sponsor Brands Video, to Sponsor Display product targeting, to scaling phrase, to scaling placement modifier, the top search placement modifier, then we want to look at the listing itself. And within the listing itself, we want to look at the current listing and we want to build out a recommended listing. So within the current listing, we want to pull all the keyword phrases that we've identified that generate search volume within the category. We want to see, are we ranking in them? Do we have them in our title? Do we have them in our bullets? And we want to just put the current here. And then what we would do is we build out a recommended where we go ahead and try to increase the quantity of terms in the titles and the bullets in a manner that is digestible for the customer. So it's not a turn off for the customer. And all it really does is help the algorithm rank us and index us better. So you can see that they went from 5 to 6 in the title and 10 to 43 in the bullets, meaning that they saw a 20% increase to relevant keywords in the title and a 330% increase in relevant keywords within the bullets. Now, if all we do is tap into about 0.5% of this 126,000 searches a month at our sale price, we're to get $30,000 more in revenue per month. Pretty good deal. So we're well on our way to closing that revenue gap of 750,000. We've easily identified more than $1 million of scaled out across 12 months in revenue potential. And now we want to look at click-through rate. Now, click-through rate is just the ratio of clicks to impressions. And what we're looking at here is the category average versus ours.
course.
And how we pull this is we go ahead and we pull the search query performance report and we go ahead and eliminate all branded, all of our branded, all of competitor branded, because that's obviously going to have skewed data because branded is going to have higher click-through rates and higher conversion rates. So we don't want to look at that data. Our ASINs click to our impressions, the category clicks to the category impressions. And what we can see here is that we're way better than the category for click-through rate. So we do not want to invest any time, money, or effort here because what's going to happen is called diminishing returns. Any further improvements to this number results in a lesser and lesser ROI for the business. And also the inverse of that, because we are so far ahead of the category average, any and all A/B tests are more likely to pull us closer to the category average and reduce our click-through rate. So we would absolutely not want to look at the main image in this situation. We want to run the same exact analysis here. We want to go ahead and say, hey, like what's going on from a conversion rate standpoint? We can see actually that their conversion rate is quite poor compared to the category average. And if we were to improve it to the category average, right? Well, then we would get 287 additional orders or 14,000 more in AOV, which means we really need to update our supporting images and our A+ content. We need to look at our ratings and reviews, and maybe we need to review our price point because people are just not buying this product. And what that's going to do is it's going to lead to the wasted ad spend we saw. It's going to lead to the inefficiencies within the ad console, and it's going to leave low-hanging fruit, aka organic searches that click, on the table if they're not buying. So what we really need to focus on is driving profitable traffic, indexing better, and converting more often, and that's going to help improve this business. So overall, that would be the 3-pillar audit that we run, and we would go through a quick conclusion here, and then we would go through our process, and we would say, hey, this is our general process, and that would lead us to, growing this business. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you'd like us to run an audit for you, feel free to reach out as well. We would love to support, and if not, just like, comment, subscribe.